use a new measure, not it's bad, but you know, from the Conversations with God material, either it works or it doesn't work.
But how do we define whether it works or not? Is not working?
Well, I can tell you how you define that. The reason that we have a hard time defining what works or what doesn't work is that we have had a hard time defining what it is we're trying to do. That is, you can't decide whether a thing is working or not working, whether it's functional or dysfunctional, until you can decide what it is you're trying to do. So the first level of agreement that humanity must reach is an agreement with regard to what it is we're trying to do. And that's the level at which we have not yet created an agreement. So human beings have simply not agreed yet. This is very primitive society, very primitive. Our species is so primitive, we have not even yet decided what it is we want to do, much less how we want to do it. You can't decide whether a thing is working or not until you decide working to do what. And we can't even get 5 politicians in the same room to decide what they're trying to do. Or 5 leaders of any, politicians, economists, religionists, teachers. And that's because we do not have a common basis of understanding with regard to the raison d'etre, the reason for being of humanity itself. And that's because we have so many fallacious beliefs about God and about life that finding such a common ground is virtually impossible. And that's why the New Revelation says it all begins at the level of belief. What you believe and what you falsely imagine to be true is what creates impossibilities at every other level above that. Just not possible. So, on the other hand, if we start to change the things we believe, then what it is we're trying to do, to say nothing of how we're trying to do it, becomes very clear, or at least more clear than it is now. And so the New Revelations argues for, if I could use a badly chosen word, the New Revelations argues for shifting humanity's most fundamental beliefs as a means of altering our most fundamental behaviors, so that we can then come to a common understanding of what it is we're trying to do, and then see what works or not. You know, let's say we were all in this room and we were locked in. Let's say that all the walls were closed off and we couldn't get out. But we decided that we wanted to get out. Well, first we would have a fundamental agreement. We don't want to be trapped in here for the rest of our lives. We need to escape. We need to get out of here. We would all agree on that. Then we would have our various plans on how we can do it. He says, let's bust through the wall. She says, no, let's try breaking the window. He says, let's knock down that partition over there. It's the easiest one of all 3. And we all have our ideas. And so we have different ideas of what we're trying to do. But when we can agree, you know what? Let's all agree we're going to knock down that partition. Suddenly we all agree on what we're trying to do. And then the ways to do that and the ways that do not accomplish that become much more clear to us, because we are all in unified understanding of what it is we're up to. We're trying to get out of this room by knocking down that barrier. So then suddenly there isn't one person going that way and one person going that way and one person going that way. There's all of us going that way. And pretty soon, kaboom, there's the solution. But humanity has not reached that very basic level of understanding. If you think we have, just listen to the United Nations sometime. They can't even decide what time their next plenary session should be, much less what it is they think humanity should be doing. Now we say that what we're trying to do is to create a world of peace and harmony, but do we really? Is that really what we want? So those are the questions. And we're not going to solve it obviously tonight. But the point that I've been trying to make this evening, and then we'll take a break here and ask you to come back in about 15 minutes to the big room, but the point that I've been trying to make here simply is this. I think now the universe is enlisting everybody that it can. It's enlistment time. And you get to decide, maybe even on your break now in the next 15 minutes, you get to decide, what, if anything, does this have to do with me? What is Neil in there in that room railing about for an hour and a half? Did I come here to listen to this? Of course, the answer is yes. But the real question is, why? Why did I come here to listen to this guy in the front of the room flapping his arms and saying this stuff? What relationship does this have to me? I'm leaving here on Sunday night, man, going back to my life. Don't enlist me in some kind of a pseudo-spiritual political cause. I just want to get the mortgage paid. Get me out of here. Unless, of course, you have another idea about it, which says that, in fact, I hear you, Neil. I hear you, life. I hear you, God. I get that there's more opportunity here than just the chance to go back to normal 9-to-5 life, push the pencil, answer the phone, pay the mortgage, get the Sunday paper in, read it on Sunday afternoon, and watch the football game. Maybe there's something more for me to do that can shift our collective reality. That's the choice you get to make. I am only asking. Oh, to hell with it. I'm begging. Please at least consider the question. Humanity asks that of us. At least consider the question. If you enjoy what you've just seen, consider making a donation so that you can have even greater access to more downloadable media and other content as well. Or visit our store and check out our calendar as well.